Okay, so this is week 1 of the leg lock game. We're going to be looking at mainly entrances from single leg X because it's a good control position, and then we'll look at the transitions to the outside ashy and the saddle position. The two main finishes in this system is the inside and outside heel hook, which obviously is illegal and presumes jiu-jitsu. So to keep it IBJJF legal, we're going to finish with the Achilles lock and the belly down Achilles, but that'll be later in the mesocycle. Let's just look at the mechanics of the single leg X position. So we looked at this, if anyone was following along from the butterfly guard, the last few techniques to be covered in that system was an entrance into single leg X. If you missed that, it doesn't really matter, we'll be going over different entrances again. But basically, I want my hips under Lewis's hips. So both my legs will start in the inside position from here. I want my hips under his hips. And then from here, the deeper I'm under Lewis, the better. For instance, if I'm shallow and say, bring this leg up, say Lewis's legs weren't under my armpits. If I get into the single leg X guard position now, my hips are on the mat. So what I really want to be doing is, I want to go armpit deep. So anytime I'm underneath him, I'm basically pulling, getting so underneath Lewis that his arms are under my armpit, but a good point of reference is my head is under his hips. So now when I lift my knees up, and I've got my right knee coming to the inside and my left is coming around from the outside and going on this hip, now my hips are off the mat. See now my lower back is off the mat? Now again, two things we want to be thinking about. I want to make sure that I make a wedge. So all I'm going to do is connect my left heel down into Lewis's right hip, and I'm going to make a connection with my knee, the inside of my right knee, to my left heel. So it's like this. If you notice how elevated I am, my butt isn't on the mat. The other thing that we see a lot is, just turn this way, Lewis, so your back's to the camera, perfect. I see single leg X taught a lot like this, with my right foot under the same leg. The problem with that is I can't really make wedges. I can't connect my heel to the inside of my knee now. So I think a better positioning is the leg that's not clamping down on the hip is actually coming to the other hamstring. So now when I can make that connection from my left heel to the inside of my right knee, I've made that wedge again. So again, the main sweep we're going to be looking from this position is the single leg X guard sweep. So my right hand is going to find that heel, and all I do is I lift my hips, pushing down with my heel and fluttering my right knee into the inside of Lewis's right knee. I'm going to make that very heavy to actually take him down. So there's a variety of different things I can be doing in here. Obviously, we will later in the mesocycle be looking at how to finish just with the Achilles lock from here. But one thing I want to be thinking about is the things Lewis is going to be doing from this position. So possibly from there, if I was going for that, and we'll cover all this later, is Lewis can push down on my foot and lift his butt to the other side. And then from there, he's going to plant his right foot on the mat, get a single necktie with this hand, grab the back of my neck, and then he can pull himself up on top. If I'm hanging on to his leg from here, an easy way to get it off is he's just going to find my shoulder and lean on my throat. And now my hand will have to address that. Now he's got the mount. So let's do that again. So again, from our position, I want to be underneath Lewis, and I want to be as deep as possible. So my head under his hips is a good place to be. So when I move up into the single leg X bar position, it's just you're going to turn, sorry, turn face the camera, this is what we're doing. We want to be thinking about that wedge that we're making here. I make a connection with my left heel into my right knee. And when I grab the shin and actually go for the single leg X guard sweep and take Lewis down, I'm still in that orientation. I still have made that wedge, and I'm putting pressure on Lewis's leg from here. So obviously, when I take him down, just as a control method, rather than just forgetting about the secondary leg, I'm going to hold on to this leg when I take him down. So from that position, if Lewis tries to do anything, yeah, he can push that foot off. Maybe he does push that foot off and hops over. Now I can come up and get into my passing position. So one more time on that. Don't worry too much about what we do when we take him down. The goal from single leg X is we can't really attack the legs when he's standing. When Lewis is putting weight on his feet, it's very hard to put a leg lock on someone when they're standing. So your two goals from single leg X will be one, to get his hips on the ground, or one, to get his hands on the ground, which makes his hips light, and then we can attack the legs. So as I pull myself into single leg X, I want to make sure that my head was under his hips, that my hips are elevated. I've made that wedge, so my left heel is driving down into Lewis's right hip and making a connection with the inside of my right knee. And I'm just going to pinch my legs from here. I'm putting a lot of pressure on Lewis's right thigh here. Now if I can grab this leg and we look at if he takes us out of range in the next technique, I'm just going to lift my hips and turn his right knee to the outside. Take him over. And I'm just going to hold on to this leg. So think of when I get into the single leg X guard position, I want to be thinking about control rather than just going for full lock. So I want control of the leg I'm attacking, the primary leg, and I also want control of the secondary leg. So possibly from there, Lewis might push that foot down, hop over. And this gives me a chance now to come up, and now I can get into that passing perspective. One more time on that. Just onto your back of the camera this time. So paying attention to what I'm doing with my control of my right foot on the secondary leg. So when I come up, it's actually not here, it's on the secondary leg. Alright? So from there, when I pinch, now I've got a really good wedge. Okay? And if I can control the secondary leg with my right hand and elevate my hips and throw his knee out, I can take him down. Other options from here, I might be looking at this in different mesocycles, is maybe I'm not going to attack a full lock, or wait for Lewis to make a move. I can lean back, drag this across, get the knee line past my hip, and now I can come up into the leg drag position. That's one option. Or I'll just go over here. From here, when I take them down, I might decide to go down that route, or I lean back and bring this leg across, but rather than getting into the leg drag position, I could transition to another attacking position, the saddle, where I'll bring my outside foot that was on the hip inside. So I've got both legs on the inside, and then I'll be looking for control of that secondary leg. Probably Lewis will look to hip out to try and move his knee below my knee. If that's the case, just move your butt back. Perfect. If I've lost the knee line, I'll be looking to get control of that and pull myself back in. We talk a lot about this control of the knee line past my hips. And again, I look for the secondary leg. I can bring it back and start to get into attacking options from there.